Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to this week's edition of Esoteric and Magical Influences. It's going to cover the 9th through the 15th of May, and I hope everybody had a good week. This is Mother's Day, so no matter how you're celebrating or if you aren't, this may be a time where you can reunite with family, but if you can't, if it's not safe to do so, then, be sure to check in with everyone and let them know you love them. But if this is a time that you need to just observe quietly, then allow yourself that space to do that. So anyhow, let's go ahead and get started. And Sunday the 9th is the numerology, some endings and completion, and humanitarianism, spirituality. Tiwaz is the rune, and here this is it represents the god Tyr, or the spiritual warrior within. The geomancy rune for the days is Caput Draconis, so this represents the north node of the moon, and what that is as opposed to the south node of the moon, which is karma. This is about the future. So if you think in terms of new beginnings, and with the spiritual warrior Tiwaz, I say that's a pretty good start for that. The moon is in Aries until it shifts to Taurus this afternoon at 4:47 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And the human design channel that's active today is structuring, and structuring means expressing individuality. The magical focus for today, the sun governs, and so magics that can be worked involve clarity, truth, healing, courage, removing barriers, and leadership, among other things. I just give a smattering of them is all. And the favorability of working magic on Sunday is excellent. So it's clear that one phase is ending and a new one is beginning. You're going to want to allow the spiritual warrior within, expressed by the rune Tiwaz, to rise up and set an example for others to follow, whether it's concerning a project, a relationship, or new perceptions. New beginnings can take all forms. With the moon in Aries and the 11th house of relationships, you balance the need for personal time with spending time with friends and family. That said, you may also find that you're drawn to drama during the morning and afternoon hours. So do what you can to diffuse any conflict by nurturing others, particularly the women in your life. Again, it's Mother's Day, so sometimes family gets together and conflict breaks out. Let's not have that today. Moms don't like it. Anyway, the channel of structuring is active in Sunday's human design chart, reinforcing the energy of today's rune Tiwaz, and you benefit from sharing your perspective with others without undermining their values. In fact, by remaining open to their input, your inspired leadership nurtures their growth. Avoid a superficial approach, and your authority will be well received on Sunday. Moving to Monday, the 10th of May, we have a 1 energy for that day, a 1 numerology, so new beginnings, wholeness, unity, leadership. Could be anything catalytic. 1 is a very catalytic number, so is 3. Let's see, Hagalaz is the rune for today. Now, Hagalaz is one of the Norn runes. There's 3 in the Elder Futhark. And Hagalaz is also known as the witch rune because it basically, as the Norn rune of the past, it's basically essentially the same thing that happens in magic. In working witchcraft, you're breaking down something within a fixed framework and establishing something new. You're invoking something new, but it's not like throwing out the baby with the bathwater. You're not destroying everything. You aren't razing it to the ground. There's still some fundamental structure there, and that's the energy of Hagalaz, which may be needed to keep the energy of Pur in order, our little boy energy here, which is scattered thinking and a lack of impulse control, not on the level of Rubeus, of course. Now that's more evil, a more evil influence. Rubeus is, that's really acting out and doing things maybe even criminal with Rubeus energy. But Pur is just the little boy version of it, where I raised boys. They're active. They do stuff. I don't know. It's just what it is. So maybe we're going to restructure some of that today with the energy of Hagalaz. Taurus is the moon on Monday, and the channel of structuring is still active in the human design chart. The moon governs magic on Monday, so feminine magics, healing, intuition, cycles, reincarnation, astral travel, balance, and change can be worked. And the favorability of working magic on Monday is very good. So let me take a drink of tea here. Ooh, still a little too hot. Anyway, we're going to use our magic today to cast the intention for new beginnings that both heal and reestablish relationships with others. That reestablishment, that's the energy of Hagalas that I'm talking about. Not blowing it out of the water, but fixing things, right? Righting the ship, putting things right. Allow your thoughts to settle to avoid scattering your energy in too many directions. That's the poor influence. And choose a less impulsive response, also the poor influence. Now that the moon's in Taurus, your need for routine and stability increases on Monday. That said, your unique approach to challenges and new experiences may prove beneficial, especially if it involves the more sacred aspects of life. Let go of any intolerance experienced with others and rededicate yourself to perceptions that lead to insight and success. Establish more realistic boundaries and avoid any choices stemming from gullibility or dogmatic beliefs. If you need to disengage with the group at all on Monday, do so to correct any misperceptions that you might have. So then on the 11th, which is a Tuesday, now that's an 11 energy, okay? That's a master number. 11, 22, 33, they're all master numbers. 11 is illumination and awakening and the spiritual messenger, similar to the 9 in that regard. The 22 is the cosmic builder or profound soul level manifestation or change. How we build the universe, basically, on spiritual principles is the 22. Alignment with others, harmony, the greater collective consciousness is the 22. 33, on the other hand, takes that one step further into Christ consciousness, and not in the sense of the individual Jesus, but in terms of the Christ consciousness that is our fundamental truth and reality, okay? So we have an 11 energy then for Tuesday, all ye's, perfect rune for that day. This is the bridge to higher consciousness. It's protection, it's the elk, but it's drawing down air, fire, and water energies into earth. So we're drawing down creation energies. So in other words, we're drawing down spirit into our experiences on Tuesday. Now, we're going to do so with Albus, which is wisdom of the sage, of the old white-haired person. Anyway, so you can see how it's just a really interesting alignment there. When I drew all this stuff, I'm drawing out the runes, and I hadn't done the numerology. I hadn't looked at what the dates were yet for this week, and I'm drawing the 2 runes. I thought, well, that's kind of cool, And then it was on the 11th day. It's like, oh my God. That's fascinating. So also on the 11th, we have a new moon at 11:59 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and the moon's in Taurus. So we also have a new moon that day. And we add another channel to the human design channels on Tuesday. We add to structuring, we add transitoriness, which is the design of somebody who can multitask, basically. You got lots of experience and skill sets in everywhere. So anyhow, on Tuesday, the magical focus, we have a Mars governing. Tuesday's the Mars day. So passion, manifestation, creativity, self-assertion, reducing conflict. Those are the kinds of things you can work on Tuesday, and the favorability is excellent that day. So a master number day, Tuesday's 11 numerology promises, it is Tuesday, I said, yes, okay. Tuesday's numerology, I scrolled down, promises illumination and awakening. Draw down the energy of all ye's and higher self-consciousness into your interactions with others, and allow the wisdom of Albus to guide your path. See how that works together? I mean, it just sort of all just aligns together and supports one another. It's very cool. Anyway, the new moon in Taurus has you setting new intentions surrounding your need for basic security and safety. It may also include a focus on extending compassion to others or changing your approach to any challenges that might arise. Moon rituals aside, a conjunct between the moon and Lilith indicates the potential for at least increased moodiness, so be aware of how you come across to others on Tuesday. With the addition of the channel of transitoriness in Tuesday's human design chart, your unique ability to multitask increases, and you may attract the attention of others. People like that, or they're scared of it, one of the two. Remain humble in your expectations of each member of the group, however, and avoid insisting they follow your process if another path works as well. Moving to Wednesday, the 12th, we have a 3 energy that day. So that's surrounding communications, mercurial kinds of things, interactions, communication. It can mean justice, balance, anything that's, think triplicities, maiden, mother, crone, past, present, future. Those kinds of things factor in sometimes on a 3 energy day. It's very catalytic. Urus, another catalytic type of rune. Now this is the force behind manifestation. So it's the spiritual thought process. It's the soul's choice, basically, to then convey to the body, then the brain and all of that stuff, right? The personality, the okay, I want, the ego. This is what we want to do, all right? And then the manifestation happens from there. So it's really the soul force behind things. And that's and not only force, but soul, S-O-U-L. So that's Uruz. It's the oryx, it's strength, change, again, manifestation. One person, it might have been Thorson, called it drizzle. It's the spiritual drizzle, the energy, the energetic drizzle behind it all. But really, what is that? That's the soul force. That's the higher self coming in and saying, okay, we're going to manifest from this. This is my thought process, and that's Uruz. Okay, the thought process behind the form. Now here we have Karser, and this is self-restriction. Looks like a little cage. Either self-imprisonment, self-restriction. To me, that's the primary thing of that. So are we going to manifest that, or are we going to step outside of that? Taurus is the moon placement until Gemini at 5:43 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So by the time you wake up, unless you get up really early, it'll already be in Gemini. Structuring and transitoriness are still the human design channels for Wednesday. And favorability for work and magic is neutral, with Mercury governing communication, interactions, balance, justice, revelation is the magical focus. And again, that also aligns with that 3 energy. Okay, so you can see some alignment there, always with the magical focus and the energy of the day, the numerology of the day, also the day itself, who governs, and 3 is involved in Mercury, so that's why this aligns really well. So for Wednesday, you're going to let go of outmoded ideas and attitudes and approach the day with optimism and joy. With the energy of Uruz, you allow new thought patterns to form as your perceptions continue to shift toward harmony with others, which is our natural state. You know, we need to, this division stuff, it's being imposed by other people. It's being stimulated by people that want to maintain power and control. So what do? You divide and conquer, right? Well, no. Now that the moon's in Gemini on Wednesday, chattiness increases, as does your curiosity, and you're likely drawn to close friends or family. However, if responsibility calls, do take care of necessary tasks, especially if in a leadership role with others who rely on your expertise and direct nature for guidance. I mean, believe it or not, there are people who do rely on you in life, even if it's just your family. But anyway, a fragmented approach can prevent progress on Wednesday as much as one that reflects a single-minded focus. Either end of it, right? Both limit awareness and clarity, and without discipline, your ability to confront challenges could be impacted on Wednesday. Remain open to input from others as you proceed along a shared path. Now, on Thursday, the 13th, you can either reduce 13 down to 4, which most numerologists do, but if you're a witch, it's the master witch number as far as I'm concerned. Primarily because I was born on the 13th, and, you know, it's just magical for me. So anyway. But if you are going to do it, to reduce it down to 4, reluctantly, then you're talking about structure and foundation and material concerns and basically our life, you know, and how we're structuring it. And with the rune Gebo active on Thursday, we have balanced energy exchange with others. It's the gift. It's the gift of harmony. It's the gift of, again, being in balance with one another, not, you know, being at the extremes or torn apart or any of this stuff that's going on, right? Now, unfortunately, some of the energy that's causing that, oh, well, I put that there because it's, I have poor twice this week, so I put a little post-it note there. So I'm going to show you the post-it note. No. Anyway, we have poor again. So again, scattered little boy energy. Lack of impulse control. You know, the curiosity, you know, gets the better of you. And it's just all this lack of impulse control. And you just act out and you don't think before doing, right? Well, with Gebo, you know, you've got Kenaz in all directions that comprises it, right? You can see that in there. But so ideally, you know, you're supposed to be be doing, all this balance from an adult type of an awareness or something, instead of the lack of impulse control you find with poor. But Gemini is the moon placement on Thursday, and the human design channels are structuring and transitoriness still. Jupiter governs magic on Thursday, so social justice, healing, abundance, income, growth, achieving goals and desires. Think expansion when you think Jupiter. And, sometimes if you're having a strong aspect between Jupiter and something else, like you can have like Mars is maybe in conjunct or square or whatever Jupiter. Well, look what you've got. You've got an expansion of maybe, aggressive impulse. And so it doesn't necessarily mean a good thing. It just means making something bigger. Okay. So favorability of work and magic on Thursday is excellent. But you can see where it's making more of something, achieving goals and desires, income, growth, abundance, healing, all of that. So anyhow, give the gift of your time and support on Thursday to those who need you. Stay focused on routine tasks and take a pragmatic approach to your responsibilities. Use your time wisely and remain on track. You exude a level of confidence that drives success as you put in the time necessary to support your future. Your intuition is strong on Thursday, and you express yourself with both feeling and clarity. In fact, it's when you listen to and follow your inner voice and embrace what resonates both emotionally and intuitively that you'll achieve your greatest successes. As you continue on a new path, you may feel or find that inspiration is cultivated by including others in the process who share your eagerness for change and progress. And although it may feel like a more risk-averse approach may be the best choice, be certain that it's actually necessary before limiting yourself today. Or on Thursday, I should say. Friday the 14th of May, we have a 5 energy for that day. So change, fulfillment, protection. Think the pentagram. Birkenau is the rune for Friday. So healing and new beginnings and protection and family. Now, the healing from it, though, and the family, this is tristitious, so this is loss. So I would suspect that on Friday, you may experience some of that, where you're going to either heal yourself from loss, or maybe you're going to be involved in helping to heal someone else from the losses that they've experienced. So we're in Gemini for the moon until it shifts into Cancer at 6:31 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And again, structuring and transitoriness continue to be the human design channels for Friday. Venus governs magic on Friday with compassion, love, harmony, partnership things like attracting a partner or just partnership issues, female sexuality, fertility, again, healing and friendship. It's just a partnership day, love day. So those are the kinds of things that can be work, and favorability of work and magic is excellent on Friday. So an innovative or creative approach to challenges may foster new experiences on Friday. Let go of any sadness that leads to unnecessary judgment that can affect your interactions with others. Tristitia can have an effect that way. While the moon shifts from Gemini to Cancer, you may experience increased emotions, or if empathic, your empathic awareness may become stronger. You may also be drawn to some adventure today, or rather on Friday, or at least a spiritual conversation with others. If moodiness occurs, however, that's the Cancer aspect there. It may be that you need to channel that imbalance into a more nurturing or healing focus. Cancer's a homebody, and you want to nurture family, you want to be nurtured by family. So just, don't be afraid to do that. Even if you have to do it from a distance, it can still be done, As a new paradigm forms, you're ready to unite with others who believe in sacrifice for the benefit of the collective. And although you're unwilling to allow deceptive forces to interfere with a shared path, any action must be taken in full clarity and truth, against something like that. And then finally, Saturday the 15th, we have a 6 numerology for that day. Thurazaz is the rune. Thor's rune, so defense and protection and breaking through barriers. Useful in weather magic, when you want to bust through clouds that are threatening your good time that day, or your travels or whatever. Here you have Kata Draconis as the effect of karma or past experience on all of that. So it's basically letting you know that, okay, you've been here before with these issues. You know what it looks like. Now deal with it, right? Cancer is the moon's placement, and And we've changed a little bit on terms of the human design channels. Transitoriness is still there, but emoting has come out, and that's emotional moodiness. And also concentration or focus is another channel that's active. So 3 on Saturday. Saturn governs magic. So restriction, bindings, cursing, summoning, harvest, purification, protection, those kinds of things can be worked. And the favorability of working magic on Saturday, the 15th, is neutral. The 6th energy, by the way, is a different level of harmony. It's basically, think shared experience, shared path, shared abundance, shared this, shared that. It's harmony. All right. Higher self factors into this. Now, you're going to want to break through any frustrations that occur on Saturday by controlling impulsive behavior or temper that only seems to instigate more of the same. Past mistakes can influence present choices, as can your intuition, but know that safety and protection should still remain a priority. Now that the moon's in Cancer, you may seek the comfort of home and nurturing from family on Saturday. In fact, you may look upon home as a place for sacred rituals that preserve your well-being. This could take the form of meditation, cooking a meal together with your family, or simply sharing in a conversation. It doesn't really matter as long as you share some time with those you love on Saturday, the 15th. The channel of emoting appears in today's or Saturday's human design chart, signaling that some moodiness may arise, potentially increasing the need for self-restraint. Stay focused and shift your response if required, but know that in the long run, a cooperative experience will likely gain you more favor than will resistance to others. So, or even just to the process itself. So, anyhow, I guess that's it. If you want to ever get this in your inbox, over on the side panel of the blog over at imsteppingaside.com, Stepping Aside is the name of the blog. Links are all below the video, by the way, so you can click on them to get there. But anyway, up to where the top on the left side panel, I have the videos and stuff like that. But above that is a link to a sign up to the newsletter. You just have to put your email in there and it goes to my newsletter software. And you can get this and other stuff. I'm excerpting some of the book I wrote called When Vampires Attack. If you're empathic, this will help you to understand the types of energy vampires that are out there that you're dealing with. So maybe, you can adjust your strategies appropriately. And I'm just excerpting out the different types that I talk about. And so this time, I think I talk about, was it the narcissist, or is that next week? I'm not sure, but anyway, I can't remember now. It was all a blur to me yesterday, but anyway, you get things like that in there. So it's not just the esoteric and magical influences. But if you want to sign up for that, you can. It's free. Doesn't cost you nothing. You can just get that on Saturday night or Sunday morning. I also put this up on the blog, and I'll also put the video up there too. So again, check that out. Check out my work on Patreon to be a subscriber there, a member there. It's $1 a month. You don't have to join every month. You can just do 1 month. And if you don't have time, for a few months, you don't have to, because when you do, you get access to everything. So, if you don't have time, you have time 1 month and not another, then fine. Just do 1 month. And then do another one later. Also, I write over on Medium, and you can check out stuff I write there. I do stuff every day there, and other than Saturday and Sunday. Well, that's not true, because I publish this over there too. I cross-post it over there, so you can find it there too. But I guess that's it. So, have a good week, and come back tomorrow for Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune. We do that on Mondays and Thursdays, and we try to connect the two readings, to kind of give a full week's, look at how tarot and runes can influence our lives and stuff. So anyhow, check that out. And I hope you subscribe here. I'd love you to do that if you haven't. And come back and enjoy this time with us. So anyhow, have a wonderful week, and have a wonderful Mother's Day if you can. Unless you want to just spend it by yourself, maybe that's your wonderful Mother's Day. I don't know. Anyway. But be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.